Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of GGRC, where I'm trying to keep good games alive. This is RC, and today we are checking out Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. You know, I've had this game in my Switch for the past couple of weeks, and oh my god, that rabbit just farted. They put a fart joke in. That's not something I noticed yet in the game. Well, there you go. That's the kind of lowbrow humor you should expect from the Rabbids here. It might be why a lot of people are not fans of them. But yeah, I've had this game in my Switch for a little bit, and, you know, I've gotten through the first world. I've done a little bit of the extra stuff that's in the first world as well. But I have been so busy with personal life stuff lately that I haven't really been able to give the game my full attention. I've really been enjoying my time with it so far. For those of you who don't know, this is the Mario game that came out and was crossed with an XCOM game. So you got turn-based strategy, you know, on a isometric battlefield with Rabbids mixed in against bigger, crazier Rabbids. It's really, really cool. It's a really, really interesting thing that Nintendo and Ubisoft, they actually announced it this year at E3 2017. And it was the thing that most people thought was going to be garbage. And it actually has, it's been a really big surprise for me because it looked like a great little game when they finally unveiled it. And it turns out it is a cool game. Alright, before we see the rabbit fart again, let's jump into the game here. So yeah, you can see here that I'm, you know, about 22% into the game. Just finished World 1-9, which was the first boss. And I've gotten 13% of the secrets you could find, and I've finished 4% of the... They set up these challenges that you can do after you finish a world, but we'll get more into that as we start the game. So let's jump in and check it out. You got the little rabbit running down in the bottom right corner there, which is pretty cool. Love the animation. So yeah, this is basically what you see through most of the game. At the moment, I have Mario, Luigi, and, well, Rabbid Luigi selected. But what you do is you find yourself in the Mushroom Kingdom, and there are Rabbids all over the place, as well as Goombas being squirted in the, well, you know, the backside, I guess we'll say. Stuck in a toilet. So the Rabbids have infiltrated the Mushroom Kingdom, and they're sort of mixed in with all kinds of stuff. Here we can collect coins here, which is kind of cool. Typical Mario fare, you know. You're being led by this little robot thing here that has ears. Those are rabbit ears. But this rabbit is sort of guiding the team around. And when the Rabbids joined into the Mushroom Kingdom, they sort of ended up joining up with all kinds of different things in the world. You see that the pipes here that you can go through, they actually have rabbit ears. And that's because when the Rabbids came through into the Mushroom Kingdom, there was some sort of device that somebody created that brought them here. And it combines the Rabbids with items in the world, which is very strange. But that's sort of what's going on. But yeah, as I mentioned, this is a turn-based strategy game. And you go through and you play just like an XCOM style game. So right now we're doing a little bit traversing through the world here just to check it out. We're actually going to start World 2 because I haven't started this yet at all. And we actually got a new ability that will allow us to get into World 2. Before we could not push bricks, but now we can. There we go, now we can make our way in. And I want to show a little bit of the battle stuff. I want to show some of the challenge stuff, but I want to give you guys like immediately like just an idea of how the gameplay works. So this is one of my favorite parts of the game is just guiding the characters around, because when you do, you know, there's a lot of different puzzles and silly little things to do in the world. You'll end up finding, like I said, puzzles to do, but you'll also find. Let's see, can we push this? No, it doesn't look like we can. Looks like we're encountering our first puzzle of the desert world here. So this is on ice. So that's going to follow the ice. And so... Okay, so that's an ability we haven't learned yet. So it's possible we may not even be able to solve this just yet. I did have to go back to World 1 and do the same thing. Once I was able to get this push block thing going, I went back through, and I was just pushing all the blocks that I could. That's yet another ability there that we have not unlocked yet. But now I can push blocks. Which way does it want me to push this one? That way. Yeah, not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with that exactly. But I'm sure it has something to do with that drill ability that we don't have yet. So let's move on here. Interesting that they're combining the desert world with like the icy world. So this should be interesting. Oh yeah, so here's one of the things that you'll notice here too. Is you'll see Rabbids in the background like just doing silly things. You could observe them, and Beepo, which I guess is the robot's name, will kind of give you a little bit of commentary what's going on here. It's a pretty good caterpillar. I wonder if he's practicing for a break-off. Look at him go. I think it's actually called the worm, right? Interesting. Let's jump into the rabbit mouth, and I guess this will launch us out to the first fight of the desert world here. So yeah, this rabbit that's running in the bottom right, this rabbit has been combined with the device that is combining the Rabbids with all the different crazy stuff in the Mushroom Kingdom. So anytime this character looks at something a certain way and wills it into being, they can combine the Rabbids. It's pretty interesting. So they even said it there. They combine the desert with a frozen wasteland. And there's Toadette. So she got separated from Toad again. In the previous world, we were actually saving Toad, and I love that Rabbid Luigi thinks this is hilarious.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So she'll stay here in case he comes back? Yeah, sounds really good. Alright, so let's go explore a little bit before we find... Oh man, I don't know what is going on over here. But we do have a chest to open up here. So we got 5 power orbs. The power orbs are used to actually upgrade your abilities as Mario and crew, which I will show off here before we go into our first fight. But there is some sort of thing to do over here too. Let me grab all these coins. Okay. Yeah, because you can see that blue rabbit thing right there. That actually shoots you out into a special world that you can collect blue coins in. So this is what the fights are marked with. They're marked with little, pirate rabbit flags. But before we go in, let's go into the Battle HQ here, and I'll show you what you can do with your team. Now, it's actually a lot more expansive than I was expecting. You can go to Team Selection. So far, we only have the first 4 members. For anybody interested, there is Rabbid Peach. I was using Luigi Rabbid and Luigi regular, Luigi Classic, I guess we can call him. I was using them because I was going through some challenges in the previous world. As you can see here, we have all these other characters we have to unlock. It's obvious, there's Yoshi. I think that might be Rabbid Yoshi. That's regular Peach. This must be the Mario Rabbid, I would assume. But all the characters have different abilities that they use here. As you can see, it tells you how far they can move, if they have any secondary attacks, that kind of stuff. Mario seems to be the only one that doesn't have secondary stuff. Weapon selection, you can also buy characters different weapons as well. And these different weapons will increase hit damage, which it looks like here, now that we're in the new world here, we actually have some harder hitting weapons, which it might be a good idea to upgrade to one of these. I think we're going to go with the bounce one here. And we'll equip that. So it's a good thing we're taking a look at this stuff. So here's Rabbid Luigi. Yeah, so he's got some really nice stuff here too. Now if we equip that, we're going to be losing this one here. It's interesting, the copy of the game that I got actually came with some digital, or not digital, I'm sorry, pixel looking weapons. They look like old school weapons. And you can see that this has a really high percentage chance against Ziggies, which I'm assuming are the particular rabbits that you fight against here. But these are going to up my damage and everything, so I'm thinking it might be worth changing up to one of these. I don't know that I've done stone damage yet. Let's try this. Let's try the stone damage one. I got the funds. We can do this. And what do we want to do for Luigi? He's currently using bounce. I really like the bounce. Does that raise my damage? It does not. There we go. So let's equip that. And for Rabbid Peach, let's get her all taken care of as well. Currently doing honey damage. And there's a push. Push is pretty helpful too if you get it to proc. If you can actually get that to work with, you know, in your favor. Push and bounce could be very, very helpful. The bounce is really funny because it'll bounce the character all over the place and out of the way from where you're actually located at the moment. Could be very, very helpful. Honey will freeze the character in place if it procs, which is also very helpful. Push will push them back. Very helpful against certain enemies that keep walking towards you. I think we're going to stick with honey here. But now we have secondary weapons to look at too, which I have not gotten too far into because I've just gotten the secondary stuff for some of the characters here. So she's actually got some sort of a weird little cart that you could spread out here. I think Luigi also has this. So you can send this out and it'll actually hit multiple enemies at once. Both of these are push, but this one's better. So let's try a push for her secondary here. Let's see. Mario doesn't have a secondary. Rabbid Luigi does. Oh, he's got a burn damage for that one. And I think that's all we got. So he gets a rocket launcher, which also hits multiple enemies. But that is it's a very special ability. You can only use it once in a while. So those orbs that we just got, those 5 power orbs, are used with this skill tree here. So you can see that everybody has this amount to unlock. Mario's got this, so let's get his secondary weapon here just so we have it. It's not close range, he can hit multiple targets at once, which hopefully will be pretty helpful. Let's see, we still got 24 to use. And this is one thing that I did like about it, is that in the game, when you unlock you know, power orbs and that kind of thing, you can actually give, or every character has their own amount to spend. So you don't get 5 and then 5 total to spend amongst everybody. That was actually a misconception that I didn't know about until later into World 1. I probably would have been doing better in World 1 had I known that every character had their own amount of stuff to spend here. I don't know what high ground is going to be like in this next world here, so I'm not sure that I should use it just yet. I don't have enough for that just yet either. We got 14 for Rabbid Peach, which usually is not enough to do much with. And we got 24 with Rabbid Luigi, so what can we do with him? Okay, so if we do this, this might actually be really helpful, that Luigi Rabbid could do 2 dashes instead of 1. So I'm going to have to remember that as we're going. Alright, so of course when you're playing you can do a lot of that stuff right before you go into the battle, but let's go into the battle, I'll show you that. I decided to do it right before we got into the battle. And as you can see here, it has an easy mode selection too, so if you get to the point where you need to do easy mode, if you're having a really, really hard time, you know, fighting the Rabbids here, you can do that. So what you can do here is if you hit X, you can prepare for battle. You can actually take a look at the, you know, the battle here and see where it is you want to try to plan. You could use these pipes to get to different areas here to take out enemies. So you could, you know, I could flank them from either side if that's what I want to do, which might be a smart thing to do. But if we hit X, it'll take us back to the battle HQ, which is what we were just messing around with there. So let's exit that. Let's just start the fight here, see how good I do. Like I said, I haven't played this for about a week, so I might be a little bit rusty. But let's jump in and see what happens. Alright, so we got Mario here. Mario could go into the pipe. Okay, so this might actually be a good spot for Mario to be in. Or actually it might not be, because the Rabbids would be able to flank him from there. So let's see here. Where is a good spot for him to go? And this is one thing that I do like, is that you could completely plan out everything here. And you could switch characters too if you feel like you need to start with somebody else to change things up a bit. I think Luigi is going to go through the pipe. We'll have him go there. We'll switch over to Mario. Now, depending on where you go, too, it'll give you a percentage over the rabbit's head to tell you where, if you move there, what your percentage chance is of hitting that rabbit. So, I mean, if we were to go through the pipe and stop here, you can see that we still only have like a 50% over those guys' heads. So that's not going to be, you know, any better than us, you know, actually taking him out, you know, from another area. But as you can see, what you could do with some of the characters is Mario could actually go to Luigi here, jump off of him, and Luigi would give me a little bit of a boost here, maybe even to get over here and shoot the rabbit, you know, right on there. Let's go over to Rabbid Luigi and see. Okay, so he can only get this close. So maybe he goes here. So if I do this, then I could potentially have Mario jump off of Luigi, then jump off of the Rabbid and hit the enemy, which should give us a little bit of a leg up here. So let's give that a shot. So he flings him over there. Anything to get a little bit more space, right? Oh, actually, I can run right to the Rabbid. So here, you see, Mario actually has a double. If I go to Luigi, Mario has the ability to... Oh, no, I thought I did. Oh, no, he has the ability to hit 2 enemies. That's my fault. I thought he could hit 2 people. See, this is the one thing, is that when you're playing as the different characters, you forget what some of them can do. Some of them have really, really great abilities that sometimes you forget that, like, oh, I need Luigi to do this one here. But each one does have their abilities laid out. If you go, you know, use the ZRZL to go back and forth, you can see that Luigi's movement is, you know, 1. He could jump over 1. If we go back to Rabbid Luigi, he could jump and do 1. But if you go to Mario, you'll notice that his is a little bit different, so he can actually jump on the Rabbid, which is going to be helpful here, I think. So it's interesting because, you know, I'm still sort of trying to figure everything out here. I thought I could jump on 2 rabbits at this point, but that's not the case. That's okay, though. Yeah, if we jump there, then we'll go... If I go here... Okay, yeah, I'll hit him there, and then I'll jump here, and that'll give me a 100% shot on him. So, right in the head. Back over here. And this should kill him according to the... Boom. There we go. Fade away. We take out our first enemy. So there is a fair bit of planning when you go into attack different enemies in this game. I'm actually going to turn on Mario's ability, Hero Sight here. When it's triggered, basically it's like whenever the rabbits move in front of him, he will shoot at one of them, take out some of the health there. We're going to use Luigi's shot here because why not? Let's see. I guess we could try this. Let's use his little... So when he uses this, this is something else that Rabbid Peach also had. This will go after an enemy till it gets to them. Considering we don't have a really good shot from here anyway, let's use it up. So it'll get to that point. Now on the next turn, what will happen is that little vacuum buggy there will make its way to that same rabbit that we already selected. So they're going to have to spend their time trying to get away as much as they can, so that way it doesn't hit them, because that thing will not stop until they take it out or if it destroys them. So you can see that we have other abilities as well. If you go back to Luigi, he has his own Steely Stare ability, just like Mario, where it's like an Overwatch thing, like you would think from XCOM. So whenever a rabbit steps into sight, he'll shoot him. But he also has this one where heroes in range of him will be able to move an extra cell movement, which would be very helpful if you're trying to move and do certain things, and you're just not quite close enough. The Mario Rabbit has immunity to super effects. Super effects are things that can happen where there might be a block on stage, and if you're close to it and it explodes, it could, add some bad effect to you, like a fire effect, burning effect, that kind of thing, or poison. We also have enemies in range do minus 20% weapon damage. So if I get close to a bunch of enemies, I can tweak that, and the damage coming from the enemies will be nullified quite a bit. I'm actually going to use the rocket launcher here just to show it off, because I haven't been able to use it with him just yet. Boom. We blow up all that cover, and now he's open. So now at this point, yeah, no one has any shots left, so we're just going to go to the enemy turn here. See what they do. So at this point, once he moves, Mario should just immediately hit him. And that might be, yep, that's Rabbid number 2. So you could do a fair bit of damage to these guys. Oh, he's going to hit my Luigi Rabbid, that's okay. So I'm not sure what ability he just activated there, but he definitely activated something. And that was a really dumb move on his part, because that vacuum thing is just going to get closer to him. Though he did activate a shield, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so we just took away the shield. That's all that did. Alright, interesting. Okay, so Rabbid Luigi cannot jump on dudes. But let's see. Doesn't look like we're going to be doing any dashing this turn. If we go back through the pipe, hit the Rabbid. Okay, so Luigi can do the double jump and then jump on... No, he can't jump onto that guy either. So Mario looks to be the only one that can jump onto the Rabbids at the moment for me. But what do I want to do? Man, I'm not really sure. If I get here, I can do 100%, which is maybe what I want to do. So I can still hit him. I could probably get somebody else over here as well. Yeah, let's just do that. This will be fun to watch anyway, a couple combos. Boom! Boom! Alright, so we will... Oop, go back to Luigi. There we go. Let's activate his Steely Stare. And let's shoot this Rabbid. A fair bit of damage there. Alright, so if we get you over here... That's another 100% there. What if we... That's a 50%. Alright, what about Mario? Jump over to this side, but that's still just a 50%. That's not really much at all. They got us flanked from a couple different sides. Not that this is going to be like a big deal. I just don't want to lose a lot of health because every portion of the game that you play through is usually 2 to 3 battles, usually in that space. And there isn't usually a way to gain your health back in between the battles, except for Peach, Rabbid Peach. She does have a heal that you can do, which is helpful. But, you know, you don't always have that option when you start a battle. So a lot of times I try to make the smartest decisions I can. But right now I'm not really sure. I want to get... Would really like to get him to dash over to that guy. Oh, maybe I... No. No, I can't. Alright, so I'm thinking... We'll leave that to Luigi. He's got a shield, so it's not going to matter anyway. But I do need to get a shot on him. Alright, maybe we'll just put him in harm's way here for a sec. And we'll have him shoot at him. Did not get him. Move to Mario. Mario cannot hit that guy either. But I can hit this guy. So we'll do that. So that'll break the shield. And then I can probably melee him with the hammer. Let's give it a shot. I haven't used the hammer yet. Why not? We gotta learn this stuff. Oh yeah. That was a good little hit right there. Unfortunately, not super duper helpful. But I'm going to use this rabbit's ability to weaken these guys in the area. Did on hit, but not as much as I was expecting. Oh, really? He went way over there for him. I was expecting him to use his ability on this guy when he moves. Oh, critical and in honey, so I won't be able to move next turn, which sucks, but... Alright, so now I can show off the dash stuff, which is pretty cool. So we can dash and hit this guy. Go through here. And stop there. So Rabbid Luigi actually has like a cool poison vampire ability that he can use on the enemies whenever he dashes, so it kind of leaves him with a poison, which sucks for him. So yeah, you'll see here Luigi's stuck. I cannot move this turn, which sucks, but what can you do? But I might be able to actually hit him from here, so let's try that. Boom. Now you see it unlock that block right there, and that is one of those situations where if we were able to blow up that block right now, we could probably take him out. So I might try to do that with Mario, because I think once I dash and hit this guy, I should be able to hit that block. So I'm going to risk it all here. Guy's done. Oop, go back to Mario. And we'll hit that, and that should blow him up. There we go. And that should be the fight. There you go. So yeah, that's actually a pretty simple fight to start out with World 2. I was expecting it to be a little bit more difficult, but that wasn't too bad. You also notice that it said that we got a perfect right there. When you finish the battles, you can go around and pick up all the loose change and everything that was left. You can go back through the tubes and everything if you want. Actually, some of the battles in World 1 actually had it where there were a couple little puzzles to solve after a battle, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, you'll notice that there was a thing that said perfect, right? So that meant that what we did was all members that we had here were still alive. And on top of that, not only were they still alive, but we did it within the turn count. So if you're able to finish within the turn count, and all three are alive, you'll get what's called a perfect. And that's the most amount of orbs and coins that you can get within one fight, which is pretty interesting. It really helps out to have all that gold and those orbs or whatever going forward to upgrade. So we got another defeat all here. And they do vary up. You have ones where not only will you need to defeat all, but there's ones where you have to escort at least one of your guys over to the end of the map over here. There's a space, so you usually have two guys defending that one guy as he tries to get to the end, which is pretty fun. That might actually be my favorite so far. I really like that one. Deciding whether I want to swap one of these guys out for the Rabbid Peach or not, and I might actually do that to use a heal right off the bat. So maybe we'll do that too, just to get Rabbid Peach in there just for fun. Let's see if she had anything available. Nope, she's at 14, so we'll just back out of here. So Peach should be on the field. There she is. Alright. And let's fight. Let's just do it. It's a very forgiving game because at any point you can actually hit start and restart this battle. So if you feel like you're doing terrible and you're not going to get a perfect and that's really important to you, you can just restart the battle. You can also restart the chapter if you feel the need. Alright, so we got Rabbid Luigi. So right here I could hit this guy, and then I can duck out. I guess we'll duck out here. We should be able to take this guy out in one turn, maybe. If not, I'll be really close. And yeah, the normal ability should take him right out. There we go. One down. Not too shabby. Alright, what do we want to do with you guys? We got 5 to take out, so we took out 1. We got 1 dude over there, so we got to watch his flank when that comes up. Another guy from up here. The ones that are on the high ground, believe it or not, they actually have the ability to do more damage to you. So you want to definitely watch the characters that are getting the high ground there. But if we hit you, move you there, that's just a 50. But if we go there, it says the rabbit up there won't be able to see me. If he moves, he will. How about up here? Is it obscured? I'm fearing that if I move here, then the rabbit over there will have an easy shot at me. But maybe I just got to take a little bit of damage here. Yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot. Okay, we got Mario, so let's swipe and do that. So she could actually launch me somewhere too if I wanted to do it that way. There's no real good place to hide. I mean, I could get up here with my other teammate, Rabbid Luigi. So yeah, that's the thing to keep in mind here. There is a lot of strategy. There is a lot of stuff to try and figure out here. And sometimes you just do not have the best option at your disposal, you know? Let's see. Maybe I can jump on her first. Jump on this rabbit. But I can't dash and jump on him. So let's jump on him just to vary it up a little bit. We'll go right here. We'll play it by ear next turn. See what happens. And that will kill him, so let's do the secondary. Oh geez, I didn't know that you could do friendly fire there. I didn't know that you hurt your guy. Okay, something to keep in mind going forward. You can hurt your teammates. I go back to Peach. I'm gonna have her heal. I don't know, we're still doing okay. Maybe we don't need it just yet. I just fear that we're going to get really spread out at one point, and we're not going to be able to use the heal, so it's better to use it now to get everybody. He's the only one in position. 75. That guy's the furthest away. But this guy's the... No, they're all about the same amount. Alright. I'll send it to him. Let's do it. And that should be the enemy turn. Let's see what they're going to do to us here. They might totally tear us up, but you never know. Oh no, he had 0% shot there. But Mario can get him back. Boom. Did a fair amount of damage right there. I'm not sure what he just did. Some sort of damage increase, maybe? Oh no! We gotta get that thing to reach its target. This thing might actually kill it before... Nope, it's gonna get him next turn then. He can't move again. Oh no, he was in an Overwatch just like Mario. Interesting. Wow, that took him out. Cool. 2 down. Alright, if I jump... Oh, I can't jump down there. If I go here... 50% chance on that guy. Alright, so... we don't want to go down there because I won't do anything. Let's check out the other guys first. Oh, this is one of my other favorite things, is when you're using the beep robot here to get around, you can actually go over these coins here and collect these when they show up. I've always thought that was a lot of fun to do. Oh, that's right. Wow, that does some damage, doesn't it? Alright, so this should take this guy out. We should have one left. Alright, Mario. Let's see what we can do here, huh? Yeah, you know what? Let's use her shield this turn just in case, because she is kind of open in case that guy decides to come down. Okay, Mario can go up. Oh, yeah, I'll be taking this guy out right now. Never mind. No need to plan. Boom. There's the bounce. We got a bounce in during the game. Cool. Golden shot. There you go. So that should be another perfect for us right there. There we go. It healed us, so that means that's the end of this chapter. Which I think is a great amount of the game to show off here today. I'm going to show off a couple other things too before we go here, but I really want to show off the fighting here. Now, a lot of this stuff that you just saw is not... It's not really difficult stuff to do. Those two fights were not difficult at all. Those were just simple rabbits and everything. The end of World 1 gets really, really hard because they start introducing these other rabbit enemies that are way bigger, and they have these bricks, right? So very similar to what Mario was doing with his hammer, where he could hit enemies and friends. And here I'm just looking for little secrets here and there. Okay, so that's the way to go, but we want to go back this way because there might be a secret up here. But in addition, you know, like I said, you can tell that Mario can hit friendlies and he can hit the enemies. There's this big rabbit that throws down this brick. Okay, this is another thing we can't do just yet. Once he throws down that brick, he can hit anybody around him. So, like, if you have two of your guys next to each other and he hits them, that hits both of you. And if he... every time you hit him, so say you want to get 3 shots on him during one turn, every time you shoot him, he takes more steps towards you, you know, in the on an off turn. So when it's not even his turn, oh, here we go, we got a cutscene. But whenever it's not his turn, he can keep moving at you, and he's a very powerful character, so he was very frustrating in the first world, at least for me. I feel like he'd be a lot easier to take out now that I have more powerful weapons, because those weapons I just got are going to be a godsend, I feel like. But World 1 was a bit more tough, and it's also that, you know, I forgot to level up my characters toward the end of it, too. So do not forget to use your power orbs and level up your characters. So here, Beepo is talking to you, you know, they're seeing this weird thing in the sky, and Beepo seems to keep getting these interesting notes from someone named FB. I don't know if it's supposed to be like Facebook or what, or like a joke about, you know, Facebook. I'm not really sure. And they're letting you know here, defeating the rabbits frees them from the Mega Bug's influence. So that's what's infiltrated the Mushroom Kingdom, is the Mega Bug. You can see the Peach Rabbit has fallen asleep. Luigi Rabbit, very inquisitive. Mario, looking the same as Mario usually does. So we gotta find Spawny. Spawny is the little rabbit that is the one that's creating all this havoc here, the one that you see with the visor on and the loading animation there. Bowser Jr. showed up and decided to call him Spawny because he can spawn things out of the fresh air, you know, or out of thin air, rather. There we go, so we got that little cutscene there. And let's progress on here, see what else we can find on the way. Whole bunch of coins. This is really what I want to do here. I want to see if we can do a puzzle before we move on here. So what we have... Okay, so we got to hit this green switch here. That'll bring that down. Then we got to hit it again to bring this block here. And knock that one onto the blue piece, and then we can get our treasure chest. Whenever I open up these treasure chests, I always think of the game Costume Quest, for anybody out there who's played Costume Quest before. It has the same sound from Costume Quest when you're opening a chest or finishing a battle. It's interesting. Always reminds me of that game. Really like that game too. So that was a very light puzzle right there, but they do get more difficult as you get through the game, where you'll be you know, throwing all kinds of blocks like all over the place. Here's another one to open. So sometimes you'll unlock the ability to buy new weapons. Sometimes you'll be unlocking 3D models that you can look at when you go back to the Mushroom Kingdom. Let's see here. But you unlock a few different things in the game, which we'll check out in a second here. So I think we got to do both of these. Yep. So that's just showing you, hey, if you do that, that'll unlock that. And, oh, okay. Wow, there's a Rabbid Mario in a ball, I guess. That's interesting. We might be able to unlock him right now. Let's do this red coin thing first. Oh, we gotta go down. So if you collect 8 of these, you get a new chest to unlock as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, we left number 8 all the way back at the start. Let's see if we'll make it in time. There is a countdown like there is a normal Mario. Oh yeah, we have plenty of time. So we got a gold chest. Let's see what we got. Looks like a new weapon. Yep, the Bonsai Bill, Bonsai Bill. I guess it's a new weapon for Mario. Probably shoots bullet bills at people, which is pretty cool. Alright. Okay, this is going to be one of those types of puzzles. Is there anything up this way? This must be the real way to go because we got coins. Usually the coins lead the way to go. Whoa, maybe not. There's a disco ball. And another thing to unlock. We're getting all kinds of unlocks here. Lots of 3D models and such. It's a pet peeve of mine when you get into an area and you move the camera button and you see the camera shake in the top left there, like letting you know you can't move the camera there. But I wish it just wouldn't move the camera. I'm not a big fan of that graphic showing up every single time. But this is pretty funny. You'll see bloopers, like they're all locked in the ice there or frozen in the ice. It's pretty funny. But you see here, there's all these rabbits here. I don't know what they were doing, but they're also frozen in the ice. But there is a big disco ball. Oh, we do have a speech bubble here. There's a disco ball. Bois is the word. It's got groove, it's got meaning. It must be a Rabbids thing for anybody who's a big Rabbids fan. So yeah, I know a lot of people do not like the Rabbids, from what I'm hearing on the internet or whatever, but I'm actually not... I've never been against the Rabbids. I've always thought that they were silly and fun. When this game was announced and people saw that the Rabbids were involved, and I know a lot of people were angry about it, but I thought it looked pretty cool. And I'm actually really enjoying myself with the game right now. Here we go. New progress. Nice. Way to cinch the deal, Mario. So we'll head down here. And once we get to the next chapter, we'll call it there, because that'll be a good stopping point to go back to the Mushroom Kingdom and talk to Peach and everything. We can talk to Toadette real quick. So the marble you rolled down here smashed the ice blocking our way. You must be really good at marbles. Oh, how nice of you. Yeah, would you mind giving me a warning next time? Maybe let me know there's a gigantic ball heading my way? Yeah, I don't think that's... I think that's a fair thing to ask for, to be quite honest. Here we go, here's a secret. Hidden behind there. And we're going to do this as well. So you get to see one of these cool secret areas here. So what you got to do is you got to select, or not select, I'm sorry, you got to collect all these blue coins. Then, let's see, we knock that there. That'll extend the bridge here. And there you go. So that was a fairly easy one. I've had one where I wasn't sure what I had to do immediately in World 1. And I had about, I think, a second left on the clock before I was able to grab the chest. But I think you could redo them as many times as you want to get to it. And there is another weapon for Rabbid Luigi, the Blastberry Swirl. Alright, our work is done. Okay, so this was our starting area, I see. This is where we first came in, because we weren't able to go that way before, so we had to smash it with the Rabbid Mario marble there. So we'll follow this all the way down. And we'll have another thing that we can peek at here. They sumo wrestling or something up there? Oh, apparently this town ain't big enough for the two of them. Oh, they're doing a standoff. That's pretty good. See, I've always liked the goofiness of the Rabbids. I don't know why people hate them so much. Alright, so this is going to start Chapter 2. Progress is saved. Let's head on back to the Mushroom Kingdom. Which is fine because the game will save your progress from there. I know that I can take a left and start Chapter 2 whenever I feel like it. But let's check out some of the unlockables here before I turn you all loose here. So this is your Battle HQ. You just access it from here instead of accessing it from the main menu when you're on the floor. So as you can see, it's the exact same thing. And over here, what was it called? The Revelatory or something? You can see all the things that you've collected. So there are pieces of concept art which are really, really beautiful that you can take a look at as you unlock them. You know, the first desert one, pretty crazy. I think that might be the only one we've gotten there. You can unlock music. You have these 3D models, which I think are one of the weirdest things they've included. You can definitely take a look at all of those if you so wish. I don't think they're bad or anything. It's just very interesting that they decided to release like those 3D model things as something to buy instead of making them something, you know, like an amiibo or something. Like I was expecting a bunch of amiibos to use with this, but you can only use the main 4. So what you could do with this washing machine is you can actually see all of the past levels from World 1. You can see that there are actually 8 levels plus 9, and then there's a secret level too that I need to go back and play at some point. And you can go back and play these whenever you want once you unlock them. So right now you can see that I got a good against the boss of the first world, so I can go back at any point that I want. And the only reason I got a good, everybody lived, is because I went 1 turn over. I would have had a perfect on that otherwise. But yeah, as you can see, I got perfects through the whole thing, and I had to redo a couple of these getting through the end because, you know, I guess what good is a turn-based, you know, strategy game, especially an isometric like XCOM style one, if you don't redo the battle a couple times because you know weren't sure how it was going to pan out. At least that's the way I've always viewed it. You know, a little bit of trial error gameplay here. Now the other thing that you can do is you can play these challenges. The challenges sort of try to do just that. They challenge you in different ways to finish these different levels. So one of them was you need to figure out how to do a combo multi-jump to get somebody to an end area to finish the level. Other challenges include, like, here are, you know, 14 enemies. Try to finish these within a couple turns, and some of them get really, really, as they state, challenging. And you actually have to run through the whole world again to find all these challenges. What you'll see here is on the top map here, you see the green mushroom heads getting highlighted every time we go over one. That's because these guys will take over past battlefields and they'll offer you up a new challenge to gain more power orbs and get more gold and that kind of thing. So there's a bit of replayability there, which I think is pretty cool. Now, is there an easy way to see what we've unlocked? I don't think you unlock the desert chapter yet until you actually finish the desert chapter. You don't get a chance to see all the levels you've finished or can replay them until you actually finish it. But yeah, there you go. I think that's a really good look at Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom here. I like this. I'm sorry, I was distracted by the time on the washing machine here. It's, you know, making a play for Back to the Future, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, that is Mario plus Rabbids. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I wish I had more time at the moment to play more of it. I'm glad I got time tonight to play a bit more of the game because I'm really enjoying it. As I've said before, the game, the levels that I played through tonight were pretty simple. But I don't let that fool you because the game does have some really, really tough levels. And I think that you'll find a fair bit of challenge in this. I think that the XCOM series is a bit more tough. So if you're looking for that type of toughness, I'm not sure that you'll find it. But this is super charming. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said, can't wait to get my hands on more of this when I have more time because I think it's a great little game. But there you go, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on GGRC. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to check out some of the other GGRC episodes. And if you're feeling a little retro, why not jump into the Quake grave, where you can watch me play through a lot of different custom maps in Quake. Enjoy!